Repeat it again. Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... I just remembered that I brought this with me, so in order to, as like a traveling, not quite ring light, but close enough. There you go. A little bit. Oh, and it fell immediately. And my camera's gone. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, okay. Nah, forget it. It's not worth worrying about. I'll just be in the shadows. People care less about seeing me just as long as there's movement on the screen. And without guests today, boy, would there be movement on the screen, let me tell you. We've got a guest here who is very familiar with the back problems I'm currently sustaining at the moment, and has probably not realized that he's on camera right now.
Wait a minute, what? Oh, hi.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. It's one of those, isn't it?
I guess so. Oh, no. I got a little, where'd the pipe go? There it is. Just a little distracted. Don't worry, my seat's just bad. Whee!
Is it last stream? What those things? The white. Oh, you're talking about this ceiling here. Yes, they are pipes. Yeah.
I also have
that. That's why you can hear it down here whenever someone flushes a toilet. Yeah.
What?
I'm multitasking today. Yeah, first time I'm writing stuff so you can rate it. There's friends my friends are gonna do. If it's Duel Monsters related, I will audition for 90% of the cast. Let me tell you. Yeah. But for right now, we'll focus on the task at hand, shall we? Let's see. What have we got here?
I can't tell if I feel excitement or fear right now. I think it's the latter, but we'll find out.
Well, this is a video that is called A Crazy Day from the Jazz Pops, and considering what the Jazz Pops is on a non-crazy day, that is very accurate. So, you could either be afraid or excited. And I also am not sure which one to go with here. So I guess we'll find out once I switch over my battery. Okay, there we go. I don't have much of an intro for this one because a crazy day is not much that I can really go on here. You guys are just tidying up. Yeah,
really not a lot.
Yeah, so I guess not much for segue today. Let's just go for it. So without further ado, on with the review.
Yes, Bobs, I need your help.
I was right in saying that the latter would be correct. I was completely correct.
It's not my fault. First card is a pink cat girl. Anyway.
Please come in as soon as you can.
Just the drop in immediate. I need help. No setup beforehand. Just I need help. Please help me.
I have four total ears. I need help.
That's a frequent Gacha thing, by the way. If you have the animal ears, they should take away the human ones, hide them, but they almost never do.
Yeah. I'm gonna sit that.
All right. Why do I sound like that? Actually, to be honest, I thought that might have been you, but I barely recognized you. Also with the cat ears as well. I don't remember your cat having cat ears.
Congratulations.
That's why. Old Trito C. There we go. That makes more sense now. Okay, fair enough. Now that I know it's you for certain, Tree Pop, I'll proceed to no longer apply the Fred voice to you.
I'm saved.
I don't know if the old one or the new one is better. Well, the new one only has one pair of ears, so that's one advantage. The new one, however, definitely definitely has other details to it that make it more of an eyesore. So, I think this one overall probably gets the vote. It's also more uniform with like everyone else, as much as you have a crossover in that sense. Not that's necessarily a prerequisite, because the weather pops are also designed quite differently, actually. But I don't know. Oh, you still have it. Nice.
Maybe the pivot back should exist. Then.
Well, I mean, we'll see, because I mean, in the current tree pop lore, there's no mention of being of having cat ears at all, so probably not able to do so. By the way, one thing I find funny as a side note to for Tree Pop's channel is that I saw that there's going to be a celebration of the 1-year anniversary of the British Pops. Meanwhile, the British Pops have yet to introduce half of their members. It's been a year. I just found that really funny. Anyway.
What? How? How?
I don't know.
How do you not
Anyways.
introduce half of your cast in over a year? What the?
What's the problem? What can we help with?
I think we just figured out the problem right there.
Well, this was way before any of that happened, but yeah. Okay, there we go. My friend Neat Pop came over, but she's been acting really crazy ever since she got here. That does track for a Treat Pop plotline. Half of them are imposters of each other, or trying to pretend to be each other. It's a very common common Treat Pop trope, let's say.
So we're just looping Among Us.
Well, I mean, if I do remember, actually, back in like seasons 1 and 2, there was one member of, I think it was the Jazz Pops who oh wait, no, it wasn't. Sorry, no, it wasn't the Jazz Pops. This was Disco Pops, where one of the characters' catchphrase was saying things are sus. So I'm pretty sure that was Jess, I believe.
What time period was this?
It started in like 2022, maybe 21, I think.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. See, Gus is confirmed.
Now it's a bit more reasonable.
Yeah, there we go. See, yeah, so like that's one of the like main traits that she loves Among Us. Yeah.
How that's something. Congrats.
Which to be fair, she is part of a uniform color coded group. It does kind of match.
Anyway. It is. It does. Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with her, but she's never like this.
Congratulations.
I forgot to mention, yeah,
squared.
4th of July.
It's just puberty squared, guys.
I mean, most of them are teenagers, so that does track.
Yeah.
That being said, I did see the thumbnail on this, and it seems like, compulsive dancing equals crazy, so we'll see.
I mean, that's what happened in the 1600s.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Salem Witch Trials.
No, not that. There was an event in the 1600s which was just entirely mass hysteria, and everyone couldn't stop dancing.
I see.
All the way back to the 1600s, we still don't know why it happened. We've all just agreed that it's hysteria at this point, and it's. But if we take this back a good few centuries, then yes, this would be weird. It's weird now since there's not a phone influence.
Yeah, I mean,
phone in front of them, but
Yeah, I feel like if it happened now, half people would get their phones out and start filming while everyone else is,
exactly. I think
dancing.
That's the
but
weirdest part. There's no phones out. I gotta look up the mass.
Yeah, well, yet.
Yeah.
Anyways, apparently Jess also loved pool water for some reason.
Or the taste.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. That's my question right now. Swimming it or the taste.
I love the taste of chlorine. Chlorine's delicious. I do not recommend drinking chlorine. Do not drink chlorine.
Yeah, maybe I should bring that back. Well, oh my goodness, what would that be? Classic groove pop? No, we can't. We can't take that away from Earth Pop. That's got to be her own thing.
The Dancing Plague of 1518.
Ah, there you go.
It was either food poisoning or stress-induced mass hysteria. We still don't know.
All right. Well, apparently it was so iconic drinking pool water.
Why
well, there you go. That's.
I love chlorine. Chlorine delicious, bro. You should drink some chlorine. Do not drink chlorine.
Okay, now because I because obviously Jess is the daughter of Marinette and Adrian. I love the idea that I do love the idea that the pool that we see sometimes in some miraculous episodes is the one that she will like drink from. I just think of that pool and just like I'm like Kim and Ondine, having a good time in there and whatever, doing their thing, and then suddenly just off in the corner there's Jess just going like that. That's all I can think of now. Anyway,
What the?
Nepop was the pop form of Nor, who did review. Yes, that's right. Gacha and Miraculous Lover Nor. So again,
Who is Noor?
another Gacha tuber and franchise contributor. It seems.
I see. Okay,
Yeah,
I
hasn't
get to be-
uploaded in ages.
I get to ask all the questions here since I am the most confused. So everything I ask either makes no sense or all sense. There's no between.
Yeah. Imagine she was asking to be playing and everyone else thought she'd gone mad. Yeah, just she has very, very teeny tiny AirPods that are behind her hair and no one can see them.
Hey, I mean, half the time when I put them in on stream, no one sees them. So that's alright.
Yes, this is this is pre choreographed dance moves Eli. This is looped animation Eli. Those are the days. This does happen a lot, by the way. I think his Stain's last video is also saying that she was back, I think. But yeah. Anyway. I better pop in the stream in case you have any disco pop questions answered. I mean, all right, you're welcome to do so. Here we go.
I am the most questioning person of all time. Trust me, if anyone asks questions on stream, if I'm in stream, there's a good chance it's me.
Yeah, I'm not sure if anyone else, if there are going to be other Disco Pops questions that will come up, but we'll see.
There's just going to be questions. I'm going to be heavily concerned by everything.
And you are right. I should go back to this for sure, because that was one thing that I meant to look into. Yeah,
I get to be concerned by physically everything, ask questions about it, and then cry.
I actually completely forgot all about this. Probably this is gonna have to happen like
Who
minimum
are we
August.
defenestrating? Who are we defenestrating? What?
Okay, so I don't know. Have you ever seen the movie Lemonade Mouth?
No. No,
Oh
I have not.
my god, dude.
I'm guessing that Johnny has. Okay.
I've heard of it. It starred
Okay.
It starred Bridget from Good Luck Charlie.
Well,
I've not
Bridget
watched that
Mendler,
either,
who's the
so-
actress from
Yeah,
Good Luck
Bridget
Charlie.
Mendler.
Yes.
I can't
I-
remember
That's
her
correct.
name.
I have not watched that
Mendler,
one
yeah.
either, so...
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Okay.
no, sorry.
The point. Okay. The point is that in the movie, it's about this group of students that form a band basically in detention. It's like at the Breakfast Club went musical.
Okay.
And their first song that they do and they perform in front of the school is one called "Determinate," and that's where like the idea came for me to do like a parody of that called "Defenestrate" because it has the same amount of syllables.
Is determinate even a word? It doesn't sound like a word.
Yeah.
Right? No, it isn't.
Yeah,
It is
it's
a
just
word.
yeah. I'm sure it is a word. It's not very used. So that's the idea.
Oh, because.
But yeah.
Determinate. Sorry, somebody just sent me another note. We could. So.
All right.
I'm already. So why are we going to defenestrate?
Because I guess Eli just remembered that was a thing that I talked about a while ago. Because we were talking about things that I said I was going to do a while ago and didn't, and that's one of them. They have another light goal actually, so I have to do that one for sure.
Who is going out the window? Who's going out the window?
That would depend on the song actually. It's in my because I have like the whole chorus envisioned. And it's the singer and the subject that are being defenestrated in that version. So
So the singer is throwing the subject out of the window and is being pulled by the subject out the window.
well, either that or someone or a third party threw them both out. It doesn't, in the context of the course doesn't matter, but I'll think about that in terms of wherever it comes back. But yeah,
Now I'm contemplating.
it was the only something that the whole episode
This
is why I
is
want to
something-
use. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's where it came from. That's where it came from. Yeah, that was why we originally were talking about this idea. All right. That music blasting in the background of the episodes we reviewed. Well, there we go. Okay. Well, if I get back into an episode of Neat Pop, I can make it like right to that.
Yeah, I was about to say also when I said in the chat like maybe I should bring that back for test. I didn't mean her liking Pooler. I meant the Among Us, them trapped in Among Us. Maybe I should bring that back.
Oh yeah, because that's one of the videos that was from the original version. So
Exactly.
yeah, I mean,
maybe I should
yeah,
I should trap them in Among Us. Just I know since I know I have that part of her in the reboot. I just don't have I just decided not to bring back the pool water.
Why not?
Pool
water's delicious, bro.
That was actually a thing I believe one of the former jazz pop, and I think her name, it was Kitty Pop, the one that was Kitty Pop in the show. I think that was if I remember correctly, I think that's an idea she came up with.
That's ironic. Cats normally hate water.
Yeah.
All right then.
So.
Where's the goal? Was only 5 likes. It wasn't very hard to. Wow.
Wow.
I set the bar low on that one.
That
I think I secretly really wanted to make it. So there you go.
How long have we been watching?
Oh, this is before the loop animation was synced to the background music as well, because this is non-diegetic. So
Well, honestly, I feel like that makes it even more confusing in a good way.
Oh yeah, that's true because they can't hear the
Yeah.
music. So yeah, I guess why should we? You're right. And I see what you mean.
Hold your phone.
How long has she been like this?
Where your phone at?
Yeah. If anything, actually, Treat Pop looks like Kitty Pop in this version. But yeah. Anyway, I don't know exactly how long, but as I said earlier, she's been like that since she got here. I think she might be under a spell.
Or she could be trying to learn a TikTok dance.
I mean, I guess learn through repetition. That's true.
Yeah.
You might want to learn. You have to want to play the music at the same time so you get the rhythm right. But there you go.
Nah, all you need is those AirPods are somewhere. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose. I guess Johnny's the expert because I've seen his what was it, Kings or Queens video where he was auditioning for. I remember which competition it was.
It was AGT.
There you go. Yeah.
I'll turn that off.
Wait a second. Oh, hold on. Yeah, to clear up the confusion, I'm saying that this older serial looks like it should be called Kitty Pop, but isn't. I didn't mean that you were the new Kitty Pop. Just to clarify. Anyway, Treat, has anyone else been acting strange recently? This morning, a person in an astronaut suit knocked on my door. Oh, maybe this is an Among Us reference.
It's just Among Us. That's just Among Us.
They tried to sell me balloon-flavored birthday cake.
Okay, let's think about this. Let's think about this logically here. Balloon flavored birthday cake.
Go on.
First thing we're gonna go ahead and do is real quick. Balloon chemical compound.
I was going to ask what balloons tasted like, but yeah, chemical compound. Yeah, sure.
So balloons, we can make a few assumptions since we have multiple kinds. Usually, a balloon contains latex and natural polyester, which is a natural polyester, which is derived from the hevia, which is derived from a tree. I'm not gonna say the name of the tree. I'm lazy. And so which contains silicon, nitrogen, carbon, which then I love that I have this. I've got funny table, like actual periodic table that gives me the taste of elements. Multiple people had to.
Oh.
It's a great table. Most of them don't have inserts because they're radioactive and you just shouldn't need it. But I don't know how they figure this stuff out. I truly don't. So anyway, let's go ahead and take this compound, move it through here. I'm gonna type in that.
I accidentally ate pencil graphite one time, so I know what carbon tastes like.
No, that's relatively normal.
Boy.
Okay, so. Oh, come on. Why is it... Okay, yeah, that's boring. Anyways, did all the calculations. Congratulations, it just... So, we have cake, which is meant to be very soft, right? So, we're all good soft cake fans, right? Now, what if we made that rubbery? What if I took your cake? Where's my... Oh, wait. Wrong drawer. See, now what if... That's also the wrong drawer. There it is. See, now what if...
But Vin, here's the thing. What if you take the rubbery cake and instead make it a souffle?
Ooh. See, you're telling me you want your souffle to do this.
No, I want it to do this. You know, like souffle is known to do, and also balloons. Hence, you know.
Okay,
but anyway.
But the difference there is the reason they rise.
Yeah, okay.
Balloon rise because air. That's obvious. Souffle. I didn't remember the exacts on the rising of the souffle.
Well, I mean,
this is why I love having my computer right by me. This is why I love my computer being right here. So
I'm pretty sure it's because of heat.
Yes. So heat transforms the whipped egg white proteins inside of the souffle, allowing for rise since it creates tiny air bubbles that don't inflate; they just get created, and more begin to create.
I mean, the word souffle in French does mean blown, so you know, blown up balloons. That's I was thinking linguistically, not scientifically. That was my bad.
You have the science man here. What did you expect me to say? So anyway,
and you have the linguistics man. So yeah, I guess that's where, you know.
So in order to make something taste like balloon, that would sort of have to come with the fact that the structural integrity is going to be quite rubbery, because in and of itself, the chemical compound that brings not only the taste of the balloon but also the structure of the balloon are one and the same. So
yeah, see that's what I was going to ask, because of course we're forgetting the fact that lots of foods that are flavored like other things don't actually contain that thing originally. Like artificial flavoring is everywhere. So technically speaking, this could be artificial flavoring meant to simulate a balloon rather than the actual chemicals from within it.
The issue with most artificial flavoring is they come from a more natural basis. Since we're getting from a basis that is already a chemical creation of mankind, you're pretty much taking that and just reformulating it to be the same thing.
Well, you see, there's a solution to this. Find natural ways to get all of those chemicals. I'm pretty sure they can all be found in the sun. Harness the power of the sun, and then just take.
The issue isn't the chemicals; it's the chemicals in the form of the compound itself, which is not natural. That is what would have to be reformulated into being separated between taste and texture, which would then undermine the actual chemical structure, which would lead to an explosion. It could lead to a lot of things. It could lead to mustard gas. It could lead to gas.
I'm guessing this is gas. Okay, I'm guessing that that's why Tree Pop didn't buy it in this reality.
We're gonna find out.
So there you go. Everybody's wearing pink and purple. I mean, Easy Pop doesn't exist. I think Tree Pop always has some purple highlights, and Izzy Pop has some pink ones. So they kind of complement each other. It's just a bit more obvious in this design, I think. But yeah, Sugar Pop has two colors. That's also true. Yeah, Sugar Pop is one of the exceptions to the monochromatic rule. But then again, also true of Mizzy Pop, weirdly enough. And of course, Majesty, but that goes without saying. Yeah. I guess you could call that crazy. You could, after what we've just discussed right now. You could call it crazy. And we will.
That's incredibly dangerous.
That is crazy. I never want to eat that. Even though I love cake. All right, everyone. 3, 2, 1. Classic Earth pop.
Pop.
There we go.
Okay,
It's
sure.
not synced up because it's a stream delay, but
There
you know.
is big issue with this when it comes to the actual. This shouldn't be able to exist, is what I'm saying.
Well, I mean,
You could flavor things like
I don't-
rubber, but since balloon rubber is a different compound entirely, you really can't. Science.
yeah, I guess it was misleading advertising then.
Yep.
Oh, and that's right.
You're pointing to your left.
Oh right, yeah, okay. I thought you were talking to me. Someone else knocked on the door in bright red clothes, did a cartwheel, and ran away.
That's just the circus.
Yeah, I was thinking clowns myself. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not even. That's just.
Yeah. I reckon it wasn't a spell. I reckon the
Crazy
the
cloud
crazy
thing.
cloud thing is around here. What do you mean the crazy cloud
the
thing?
Crazy cloud thing. Oh, the light just turned on.
Okay,
Okay,
I don't recall. But okay, maybe because they're on that their collectathon mission, right? They're collecting all these different artifacts. Maybe one of them was a crazy cloud. And I just forgotten. Otherwise, I don't remember a crazy cloud ever being mentioned in the series before now.
This so far.
They're just treating us like a thing that everyone knows.
Here's the issue. There is no reason why magic is involved in any of this. It could just be hysteria. Again. Even back to the dancing plague of 1518, which the cause was either food poisoning or mass hysteria due to stress. Mass hysteria has other things that could activate it. And
Or in this universe,
bread.
or in this universe, the crazy cloud is that it was actually last sighted in 1518.
Wait, that's the
I guess Rose Pop and also have accessories that have different colors from their outfits. Every pop is technically black and gray. Then you have Magic. Yeah, Magic was as a pop. Honestly, it depends. They're kind of big on that originally. I guess she does perform with them, so she's super and she has in the pop group. So yeah, I guess technically, yeah. A what? Oh, okay. So it was a planetary procession.
Okay,
I thought so.
got it.
Okay, yeah.
This still just sounds like hysteria. It's just
A little bit. Well, there's a cloud that makes everyone turn crazy.
Yes.
I wonder why it's called the crazy cloud thingy.
Yeah.
That could be the
Yes,
colloquial name, but yeah.
Yeah, but speaking of crazy, I have been thinking about what to do with Cassidy, who was Crazy Pop in the Pop franchise that was made by you know who. I'm not gonna mention her name. I know. I'm
Okay.
trying to figure out
Okie
if I
dokie.
should rebrand her or if I to cut ties with this person, or should I just leave it as is and just not show her as Crazy Pop?
Well, if you're thinking of cutting ties, then yeah, the character itself. Because I mean, because if you're still keeping, like, if rebranding the
Like,
character,
I want to
then I
keep
guess
her.
they wouldn't.
I want to keep like her normal form, Cassidy, but I don't
yeah.
know if I
Okay.
should wanna. I don't know if I want to rename her or if I want to, or if I just, because I obviously can't cut her off the show because you guys saw her in episode 4.
Did we see her in pop form in episode 4?
We did not. I did not bring her pop form, but I did use. But fans of. But still, I didn't bring back Crazy Pop.
Okay, because depending on if you've mentioned that she's a pop at this point, you could almost say that she is just a regular civilian that they hang out with, like they have other friends outside of
Okay.
that unit. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe that's one idea. Otherwise, a rebrand would make sense because it's still, like I said, you've got the civilian form, so it's still the same. So
Yeah.
one of those two options.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, apparently she said she's quit the pop fandom. Oh, I didn't know that.
Shut up. I don't know who that is. Okay. Shoot. Yeah.
So I guess she's relinquished that to begin with.
So, I was just about to ask that question.
Yeah, how are you supposed to get the
How?
How are we supposed to get the cloud?
Explain to me how you obtain a cloud. How does one go about obtaining
condensation?
Yeah, I don't think we got long enough for condensation. Everyone's gonna go crazy by then. Clouds take a while to condensate.
Okay, well that depends how big the cloud is as well. Because if it's a planetary possession, most of them have been like small enough to be like picked up, so it might not be a very big cloud.
Oh, okay.
Actually, wait, no, I saw the thumbnail. I don't think it is a very big cloud. But yeah, good point. How are you supposed to catch a cloud? Let's see.
Lightning in a bottle. Put it in a bottle.
Oh, well, yeah, magic, yeah, of course. Eagle could fly but try to get it, but it's going to be hard.
That's not the issue. That's not the issue.
In Avatar, Aang was able to fly up and like get like and collect an entire cloud in like 3 swipes, basically.
He's an air.
And a waterbender as well, which is because that's why Katara was also able to help.
Yeah, how you cannot hold an object made of air and liquid. That is just impossible, unless it is turned into a solid. Which
that's why I was thinking. Yeah, that's why I was thinking condensation. So yeah, in terms of waterbending would absolutely be the solution to that in that case.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure that a lot of the pops have water powers. Not just water pops. So
Eagle have water powers. The name is Eagle.
Oh no. So Eagle probably would not help in this situation, but one of them that has water powers would be able to. So I think Winter has ice powers. So close enough, I guess.
We're just turning the cloud into hail. It's going to be more dangerous.
Well, as long as you're not underneath it.
Jan.
Round 2.
Jan.
Y'all ain't ready for hail.
I feel like if you're in a cartoon and a piece of hail fell on top of you, go crazy anyway. Just start.
Oh my god! Honestly, like I said, Winter should have just called Jen because I know I had Jen have water powers. So,
see, the solution here is simple: turn it into hail cloud, create grand piano-sized hail, Looney Tunes. Guys, I don't. What is that? Dang. The solution is always either Looney Tunes level Toon Force or science. I've realized that throughout Jacob and me watching these series. It's either Looney Tunes logic or science. I think most of the time it's been Looney Tunes logic, and it makes me sad, but
Oh yeah. Also, we could also.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, I guess it's the Vin and Johnny show now.
This guys, hi. I don't. This is not good. This is no good at all. Yeah, there he is.
Yep. Still, the internet just shut off. It's Yep. And it's back. So if it happens again, I'm switching to my hotspots. But for now, we'll risk it for a chocolate biscuit, as I say.
Risk it for a biscuit.
I re-import the video now.
Right. We love Scuff. Over and over again. Kiss, kiss.
Kiss, kiss, fall in love.
Different song, but okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Yeah.
Yep. That's not how you catch a cloud, but sure.
Wait, could we use the size shading potion to make the cloud smaller? That might help. Okay, there we go.
I don't think so. Does that work on liquids and gas? So the liquid would need to interact with air particles at a molecular level, and you can't shrink the particles. You in order to
if I'm guessing, it's mainly if you make the cloud colder, it will start condensing. They might mix with the potion if you're inside of it, or turn the potion into gas form and then have the gases mixed together.
Then comes another issue. It's still gas and liquid, neither of which have definite shape. If you don't have definite shape, you don't have definite size. Yes, it's a cloud. Clouds change shape as well.
I don't think in the case of the size shading potion you need a definite size as long as you're got a relative size. So a size shading potion would just make something smaller than it was before, rather than saying this
then
is
comes
the
the
starting
other
point, this is the
issue.
end point.
I think
that's more of a D&D terms basically we're thinking of.
Then comes the other issue though with gas lacking a definite volume. It would just go again. Because shrinking something
clouds themselves don't spread out forever, so at some point they do have an end point.
In fact have an end point, but however, when the gas proceeds to get condensed, it will expand out again. You can't shrink something without volume. You might be able to do something without shape, but without volume.
Well, you said it doesn't have definite volume. It still has volume. It still occupies a space.
Well, that's the thing. Yes, it occupies a space. The space right now is the sky.
Well, not the entire sky. It occupies part of the space within the larger scope of the sky,
which is still a very large amount of space.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe it could be like a race against the clock situation, where if they don't, they don't like capture the cloud in time, it will just explode outwards and spread out even further than it is currently. But I mean, unless that were to happen, it seems like they would have like at least like some window in which they would do some things. And it's a Jazzbox episode; they're going to solve it very quickly because it's always how it goes. With the story. Yeah.
I love science. This hurts me.
Oh yeah, but if you think this stuff hurts you, try watching where Vin Views includes the original Super Pops now, because I think I mentioned it previously. First episode alone, they bring dinosaurs back.
I thought that was the second.
No, it's definitely the first. I think it like goes into the second episode because it's on like Crystal Pop's first mission. They get to like the point where they're starting it out, and then it like just like a to be continued situation. So it goes over the course of the two of them.
We did not bring back the dinosaurs. No. See we can't bring back the dinosaurs. However, bringing back the dinosaurs is something of which it's been used so much in the theatrical world to the point at which I've just given up on that one. They're going to keep bringing back dinosaurs. I mean, thank you, Jurassic Park.
A new Jurassic World just came out, so
the Jurassic Park series originally did it very respectfully, but other than that, we have pivoted. We have pivoted hard. Because the difference is, other than the fact that this was still during a time period in which we skin-tight suit wrapped dinosaurs, as I will phrase it. I'll explain that in a bit after I say this. But so this was the time period when that happened. Other than that, how they did portray dinosaurs was relatively correct based on the info that was given at the time. And now that we have more info, people are still going based off basically no info, which is annoying. But so
I'm guessing that with that series, they can't really necessarily include too much else, lest they contradict what they've done in their universe. But yeah, I guess if there were another dinosaur franchise out there, it would be good to
yeah. Okay, so
Fun fact, also, by the way, I think if I remember this correctly, in Fantasia, they actually cover the extinction of the dinosaurs, but
They do
without
that.
any references to meteorites, because that theory was not established in 1940 when the movie
Yeah.
came out.
Okay, so
I forgot what they actually did in the movie, though. I've got to watch that.
So, skin wrapping. This is the main reason why we think all dinosaurs look so reptilian. Because back in when dinosaur bones really started becoming important to study, people instead of attaching muscles and flesh and other things, just wrapped the skin around the bones. Which led to the dinosaurs that we are mostly used to looking at. However, now in modern ages, we have begun to actually add on the flesh, the muscles, the organs, all of that onto the bones, which has allowed for us to get a more scientific view on these dinosaurs, in which we have now seen one, we got feathers now, and
That would explain the birds connection.
And two, they have more in size, a lot more plump, because they would need that fat and muscle to survive a lot of the temperatures. And we are given a more reasonable approach to what dinosaurs could look like. Because with what was given before, those aren't dinosaurs. That's literally just skin and bone.
They're diet saws.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right.
Okay, then. How about I go with Earth to get the potion while you find something to put the cloud in?
So, you have a potion which is in a bottle that can shrink a cloud to the size of the bottle, and you're not going to put the thing in the bottle.
Well, I mean, we don't know how big the cloud is, and therefore how much of the potion would be needed to shrink it down to the size of the bottle. It might not reach that size.
Well, then again,
I'm
going based off the fact that a few drops of this potion could shrink a national landmark in Australia to the size of a pebble.
True. So then the cloud will probably be microscopic in that case.
Exactly. This is also assuming this would actually work, but also I'm working off whatever this scientific query is.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is.
Honestly, I like Honestly, I like my method. Where remember in Missions of Occulta that one time that I turned myself into a cloud and basically went up so high that I condensed myself and rained down to douse flames in illusion forest. Yeah, that's my method.
That wasn't
Make
my
the cloud
session.
go higher
That
so it
wasn't
condenses
my
and then have it
session.
rain
I
down.
just let that one happen. I still don't know how y'all talked no jutsu'd me on Wednesday. I don't know how that happened.
Hey, look, I told you with the cloud situation. I told you what gas I was going for.
I
Knowing
wasn't
that Aiden wouldn't know it, but you would. So, and you were fine with it at the time. So
Because I was in the
know what you're saying
DM, which
now.
means I'm a lot more lenient because I like messing with Aiden.
Okay.
Because and then my guy gets top no jutsu'd and is now so much of that last session was improv. All because y'all somehow persuasion checked.
I think honestly, that Aiden probably got back at you for that with the bird with Roboto. So
that bird is going to die. I don't care. There will be no more bird. I will cause the extinction of all birds in that world. I do not care for the birds. There will be no more birds. You will look to the skies and
how would you manage to create a character that you hate more than Fred?
You will look to the skies and all you will see is clouds and air. There will be no living creatures above you, for there will be no birds.
What's that up in the sky? It's a bird. Wait, no, it isn't.
It's a piano now. There will be no more. I will
I'm
remove
just
the
picturing instead of
entire.
Superman, it's a pea.
I will disprove the existence of the entire avian race. I don't care how closely you're related to it.
You
will
just told us that dinosaurs have feathers, so I don't know
Dinosaurs
about
no
that one.
longer exist. I don't need to get rid of those ones until someone puts them in the campaign. And
I mean, to be honest, I've been looking at the rules of Wild Shift. There are some dinosaurs listed in there, so they're around somewhere.
that's also because dinosaur study. But here's the annoying part. Y'all ready for Wormdonia?
Close enough. It's been
getting-
hinted at.
I'm getting told nothing about the next 3 sessions. Meaning I get to sit in a corner and cry as the co-DM.
You haven't heard about my MHA OC Worm for All. Okay, so to explain Worm for All. So basically, this was me. Before someone explained to me that One for All can't be passed down accidentally, it has to be deliberately by the One for All user. I didn't know this at the time, so I thought, well, hey, if a One for All user dies, wouldn't that mean that if you like bury them, that the worms in the ground would also inherit that quirk? And so then I created my OC Worm for All, who consumed the hair of one of the previous One for All users. And became the strongest worm to ever exist.
Jacob. It
Can't break its bones. It can't break its bones like most One for All users. It has no bones.
The worm.
It's safe.
The worm's body does not have enough strength to exert that level of force. The difference between that and humans is the bones breaking is taking on that force. The worm having no bones would just go and break. There will be no more worm.
But remember, I'm pretty sure worms can heal themselves if they do that.
Here's the issue: when you exert that much force, not only are you destroying your outsides, they're destroying the actual nerves that would allow them to do the recreation.
I mean, I guess it depends on where they would break, but okay.
It's the physics of force. It's all about the forces. Knowing that One for All exerts too much force, enough to break human bones, a worm exerting that level of force might just blow up. There would be no more worm.
Counter argument: the principal of the school is a sentient. What was it? What was he? A badger? I forget what animal he is.
Yeah, but also his quirk is not a quirk that exerts any level of force on his own body. He controls machines and stuff. I think I can't remember exactly, but like.
And also, is super intelligent in the first place.
Yeah. This is just a worm.
Not anymore, it's not. It's a super worm now.
Because within the matter of seconds, that worm is going to go from worm to super worm to particles.
Yeah, if it explodes to that degree, then those will be destroyed. If it's just like parts, like the way that you suggested there, then it would peel itself. But yeah, okay.
Well, that was light level of force. If you remember the first time that Deku used this power, it was already breaking bones.
He went 100% immediately. That was something that
Does the worm have enough brain power not to do that?
Does it understand its?
You told me the worm isn't.
Does it understand its own strength? Does it understand its own strength and have a desire to immediately test its limits?
Does it understand anything?
If it doesn't, then it would have no reason to even activate the power. It should still be alive.
Then
just
it wouldn't
randomly wriggling around.
It's just a worm. It's just a worm.
It would be the strongest worm. It just wouldn't know it was the strongest worm. It would be the strongest. It just wouldn't know it was the strongest.
That worm is either going to do nothing or it's going to blow up into particles. There's no in between. There is actively no in between. There either is or is no worm.
I feel like there are 99 in betweens where I guess now percentages work, but okay. I want to hear about it. This was something that then we did say like, oh, that'd be really dumb fan fiction one time. So yes, basically.
I am. Wormdonia is going to be something.
Yeah.
I was about to make
Right. Anyways,
I was about to make a joke I made on the other channel, but I can't make it here because I can't curse.
yeah, you know, the one thing I'm worried about with Wormdonia is what am I going to put on the screen? That's what I want to know.
Worm.
But I guess we'll work
The
that out.
worms from the game Worms. You know the ones with like nukes and
Oh.
stuff that have
No.
humanoid faces.
Nope.
I gotta show you those. Worms is such a good.
Technically, you can make like worm-like creatures in Gacha Life too, but I don't know. That's sad.
I don't think
You
Aiden's
can
gonna
make
do
true
that.
abominations in Gacha Life too.
I
If
don't
you
think
if you
Aiden's gonna-
yeah, he probably won't. He's not one for customizing to that degree. But you can make like, you know, pretty much any type of monster you want if you like warp things
Yep.
hard enough in Gacha
Why do you
Life
think
2.
I've had Emily make all the designs for my stuff? Aiden's designs scare
Well, Emily
me.
doesn't. Well, Emily doesn't warp that much.
Yeah, also I haven't created any like monsters yet. I don't think I need to for a long time.
I did tell Aiden that Orchid's home the home forest is actually is shared with Campestry, so we'll see what we do for that.
Let's see. Let's see.
Yeah. All right. It's a worm with All Might's face on it. Well, the user that he ate would probably not be All Might.
So it's just Wormite.
Might be
Just Wormite,
might be
right?
Nana Shimura. I don't.
We love Wormite.
Wormite. Yeah, what Worm for All is definitely the catchier. Anyway.
Why is it not
They
on
just
the
left the
pedestal? Why is
potion.
it just?
It's on the second step. Yeah.
It's on the state. Why?
I'm more concerned that it's completely unguarded, but yes, that is a strange configuration.
Based on the fact that they've already disappeared once. They're gonna disappear again.
I think I know what happened here. I think I know what happened. In Gacha Life, what the way that like props work if you put them in the game, if you import them in the game, is that because of the way that the layers work, the higher up you go with something, the more likely it is to like go behind the previous one. The way it works out layers based on like altitude for some reason. That's why it's so difficult to put food on tables unless you edit the food in post-production. So it's the same issue here. I guess if the potion was any higher up, it would just disappear behind it. Anyways, here it is. Yep. Now thought we're using one of the planetary businesses to get another one.
Or you could just. It isn't gonna work. Scientifically, this shouldn't work.
Well, I mean, this is basically this is Mega Man now. They're using the power they got from the previous Robot Master to defeat the next one.
But these ain't robots.
So yeah, basically the adjustment XY axis feature. That's a thing in Gacha. Oh wow, I never knew that either. I just went the post production routes every time.
Well, you might have to set that one out during the next edit stream, whenever that is.
I guess so. Well, I don't use Gacha Life 1 anymore. But anyway, let's get it now and head back to the others. I love this, by the way. Hey, we'll go on this mission while you do the other thing. Immediately completes their mission and they're back before they've started.
Yep. Watch us get hit with the SpongeBob
Francis.
bubble thing. Or COVID.
Yes, look here there. Well, I guess they don't want to breathe in the crazy particles, which oh wait, I know what's gonna happen because they didn't tell them about the masks thing, they're gonna get infected. Okay. I've said it fixes the problem. I will play around with this at some
Watch them
point.
materialize with masks on, bro.
Nope.
Is that just a bag?
Go back. Oh hey, correct deal. I think that's yeah, I guess that's where they're gonna put it. They're gonna put the clown in a bag. All I gotta do is open this bag.
Please don't open the bag. Don't open the bag.
All right. Yep, we got the potion, and you have done nothing in the meantime. I don't know why
They
we
got a
split apart
bag.
for this.
They got a bag. They
Of
got a
course,
bag.
yeah.
That's all that must need be known. They have a bag. Just a bag. Just randomly materialized. Everybody give it up for randomly materialized bag.
Yeah, I think they do carry bags and stuff around with them while they're collecting these. They've done that in previous episodes.
For sanitary reasons.
Yeah, they probably had the mask in the bag or something as well,
Yeah.
because they definitely don't carry those around.
Yep, there's the COVID
Why are you
joke.
wearing masks? Yep, of course.
Yep.
Again, I
Beat me
think
to
this
it.
was 2022 when this came out.
Yeah, get beat to the COVID joke, baby.
No, we just want to protect ourselves from turning crazy.
Yeah, you guys should stop breathing.
Now that you mention it, the
breathing.
air is kind of strange. Spring is here. Spring is here.
That's just drugs. We love drugs.
I mean, essentially, that's what's kind of going on here.
They're
Everyone's
literally getting.
Anyways. That's
contact drugs.
that's a good idea. I better put mine in before anything. Too late. The cloud is up there.
That's just a regular
I guess
cloud.
Imagine they bagged the wrong cloud.
Yeah. That's just a regular cloud.
Again, it looks small from here. Oh, okay, so it is raining down. So I guess some of it is Oh yeah, I see it. Oh, narrator feature. Oh, this is Gacha Club. Okay. By the way, here's some masks to protect you. Oh, I thought they were gonna get infected because they inhaled it already.
Not the fumes. Not the fumes. We didn't think about the implications, bro.
That would have been a reason to. Also, I like us happening off screen to save animation.
Yeah.
And
Do
here's
they always have
here's the
masks
bag.
of their specific color, just on them at all times, or do the masks just change color for people? Chroma key your masks, everyone.
Hey,
Chroma
look!
key
Don't
your
worry.
masks.
Here's a mask. Wow! Let me magically transform it into my colors. Perfect.
Everybody-
It's
yeah,
now
everyone-
yellow.
Everyone, just chroma key your masks. All right. Just attach one of those
Chroma key's
color
actually one
wheels
of
to your
their powers.
mask and spin it, and then that'll decide what color your mask is.
Oh, so you never use Gacha. Oh, yeah. Oh, I see. Okay, so yeah, this was always Gacha Club. You're right. It makes more sense for you to have missed that in Gacha Club than Gacha Life, because Gacha Life feels like it wouldn't have had that. That's why I was so surprised. Anyways, thanks. I hope it worked. I guess they're doing the work again, despite the fact that they came out here to, I guess, find the cloud.
You don't just. I'm going
Now up I
non-verbal.
go.
It's so difficult not verbal. Bro, this is.
Oh,
I'm not gonna make that joke. Okay, so
we need bomb with the slide whistle here. Anyways, right. You can do this, Seagull.
it's just
I've
this
seen-
shouldn't work.
I've seen the thumbnails. I think I know what's going to happen, but we'll see if that was just
Blow
artistic
up.
license or not.
Blow up.
At least they know how I feel about most of us not doing anything. Yeah. Well then,
Please.
well then again, Amy. Last episode we saw you in. You also were just in the background and did nothing. So I don't know.
Hypocrite. Oh wait, that's Elliot's dad.
Anyways, you got this.
Spill it, miss.
Whoa, that's a small cloud.
That's not how it.
Okay, yes. Supposedly, what would happen is like the first part would shrink first, and then it would like spread overall. Yes, but I don't think you can make that happen in Gacha Club very easily. So, if at all, you can make it happen in post, but yeah.
That was a mistake. Oops.
Even for me, having something shrink in like different partial moments is a difficult thing to pull off. I can do it, but it'll take forever.
Sorry. Got a little distracted. Accidentally shoved my finger inside of this fan. Anyways, I keep going.
Hope it fits in the bag. It is actively smaller than the bag right now. It will fit. Here, Mr. Crazy Cloud, we're taking you home.
How did it just naturally
There.
go in the bag? Did you control the air?
Because you can't animate it any other way. I think like obviously I think in universe you like open the bag and then like put it in, you know, like how you would like bag a tropical fish or something. But in again, because you can't open up the props or have them in two hands in Gacha, or you know, get that up in motion very easily. Yeah.
Yeah, this system seems to be very
Like-
lacking.
But yeah, see, here's the thing, because when I first discovered Gacha, I was like, wow, this thing has, you know, endless potential. When I checked it out, I saw it had limited potential, but I knew that there were ways around these kind of things. It was like, oh yeah, if you know how to edit this in this certain way, you can get around that fairly easily. Yeah, in the case of this vision, yeah, 2019 me could not have pulled this off. 2025 me can, but again, difficult. I would have picked something else personally, like, you know, some sort of maybe some sort of net. That could be like a custom net prop. I would have imagined that would have been good in here if that were an option. But yeah, don't fly down. Anyways, yeah,
Instant transmission!
You did it. You did it. You did it. You did it. Yeah, lo hiciste. Anyway, right. Now the world will be a little less crazier, and your ground will be a little less correcter.
You can't say that in the Big 25.
Yeah, Mr. Crazy Cloud, good in the bag. We're taking you home. Wait, I was also going to get Gary in the bathtub. Yeah, fair enough. Going back to My Hero Academia for a second, if you've seen My Hero Academia abridged by the Solid with Entertainment version, not the other version, the thing that they do in that one is like there's a person who like quirk makes them into like a sludge creature or something, and All Might puts them in two separate bottles. So there was like, how do you put him in there? And they just like cut to like the tunnel and just hear All Might just go like, oh, come on, get in the bottle, get on, basically. Anyways, and Neat will finally get back to normal. Okay, this would be a good chance for the joke of like she was just listening to music. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see if you were right earlier. Yep, let's go put these back where they belong. Now think about it. Why was why were Treebop and Neat Pop transformed at the time? I just realized that. Why were they transformed if they were just hanging out casually? Anyway.
I got no clue.
Now there's not just one, there's two items back. I wonder if that's going to be a trend.
Yes, because
actually.
you took one away.
I wonder if that's going to be a trend. Actually, they're going to if they use the Crazy Cloud to, you know, get the next item somehow.
How would you use something of that caliber to do that?
If it's heavily if it's guarded by certain people and you need to cause madness in order to like get them away from their post, maybe.
That is reasonable. Knowing the show, they won't do that, but that is reasonable.
Okay, so yeah, the cloud is over. Oh, okay, they're not both. They can't both exist there, I suppose. I don't know. Oh, it looks so pretty here. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna build a spaceship, and I'm going to live up here and start every episode of my show up in space. It is very pretty. I can stay. Ah! There it is. We should go back to check if your friend is okay. Yeah, we should.
Hey, at least you're thinking with portals now.
You guys can hang out with us if you want. We're going to play Just Dance. Based on the choreography that Neat Pop had before, Just Dance is perfect for this, the editing.
Yep.
Ooh, yes, it sounds fun. Oh, okay, never mind. We don't get to see them again. Damn it,
Damn.
I forgot how abruptly these end. Okay, all right. I suppose there was no necessary need to, like, hey, I'm cured now or something. But it would have been nice at least to have like a vision of them, playing Just Dance. If it was like a still image, maybe to like round it up, I suppose. So yeah, I guess that was a crazy day, and we know what a crazy day was in reference to now, because it was literally the day when people seem to turn crazy.
It's just.
If this were made now, I can imagine there'd be like a couple other examples of like civilians, because there was a lot of tell don't show in this, in the sense that True Pop went over, people's different things they did was like, oh yeah, balloon flavored cake and whatnot, and rather than having them appear there and do those things,
Was literally a circus person and a baker who didn't describe his cake well. Everything here was scientifically wrong.
Well, yes, of course, it is a Pops episode after all. This is why True Pop gets a spaceship. Yeah, perfect. It's all connected. Yeah. Aside from that, though, this does seem to go back to the issue they've been having in this series of the workload not being equally divided. Hey, you two go get the potion, and then also the cloud. It's like, okay,
well, that's also
what do you do?
Just because you have a cast
I found the
of way
cloud.
too
There it is.
You have a cast of way too many people.
Yeah, that is. I was going to say that because like I comment on that like nearly every Jazz Pops episode, because it's obviously the thing that Eli wrote us over to a corner when it comes to, and it's it is one thing that they started on. The reason it works in Super Pops because they have a cast of 5, sometimes 6, depending if there's like a guest or Majesty is more involved. That's because they have 22-minute episodes rather than how long is this one? 6. So yeah.
Now, you gotta, and there's way more than 6 people in this group, and some of them just don't appear in the episode. They're just all in the intro.
That is true. Yeah, I mean, I guess I think around this time maybe I was trying to realize that having them all at the same time would be an issue. So maybe some of them were just unavailable. I mean, to be honest, knowing the source material, they kept on making excuses for why certain characters weren't in the series. It's like, oh man, I do miss Peyton. She's off, but she's off in Verdonia, learning how to be a princess. It's like, yeah, okay, that tracks.
You gotta visualize it a bit differently. See, I'm thinking this D&D wise, where I think the perfect numbers have already been thought. 4 is the perfect group of protagonists, and 6 is the max.
Yeah, I mean that's true. But even then, considering that D&D tends to run on for several hours, you have to account for that as well.
I would say that, but then again, I had a session go on that was around. We had more people. We had like 12 people, and it was only 30 minutes per session, and all of us were there each time. And somehow, by some miracle, we were actually able to get character development for all the characters. Each character's got their moments. It went really well. So I feel like it's just all about understanding how to get each character involved at the right times without putting in the extra characters and then not doing anything.
I'm going to have to rewind the video because my internet crashed again and I missed all of that. So I'll look at the VOD and see what you said.
Yeah, so
I'm sure it was insightful. So insightful that you bored Johnny to sleep.
Damn.
No, I was just trying to be quiet because, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, my parents told me to keep it down. So
okay, fair enough. Well, now that you have the Now that you have the floor, then what did you think of this episode?
I mean, it was good. And
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just thinking, okay, because it's been a while since I've seen this episode.
Yeah, I guess it's been a while since you've been on like a review episode, so you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was. I mean, crazy for sure.
I wonder why. I wonder. It did seem unusually crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this whole series just suffers from too many characters. Not even too many protagonists, just too many characters in general. Because how many villains do we have? Like 20?
Villains? I don't know. There's like maybe 5 prominent Star Tribe members, a couple of bunglers going around. So, and oh wait, no, the Zodiacs are in. That's this series. Okay, yeah, no, we've got 20 more or less. Yeah.
See, we have an issue.
Well, oh wait, no. Well, okay, not anymore because the Zodiacs are out of commission, basically.
Yeah, but still, we have too many things going on, too many prominent characters, and then you have the guest, and then it seems like every episode there's also guest characters as well. So it just gets more, and it just gets more and more, and things will just continue to. Where's my pen?
Yeah, that's not necessarily a critique of this episode. It's more of like the honestly,
Yeah.
it's not even like this episode or this series. It's the franchise as a whole. Actually, having like taken over Weather Pops, that's also something that I'm struggling with adapting the first episode, even finishing off that script. Because if the first episode was not finished, I had to wrap that up myself. And yeah, it is definitely difficult to try to introduce 6 different characters all at once. I'm considering whether or not like it's worth separating them by year group and like even just like having episodes that to just like what am I gonna do in that situation? I don't actually know.
What's gonna end up happening is the more characters you introduce in one episode, the more things are gonna happen. The more people that are gonna have to be involved in other episodes. And eventually you get enough people to where it's just gonna pop.
Yeah, my solution that I'm thinking of for Weather Pops is I'm gonna do what shows like weirdly enough shows like Family Guy do, where they'll have this episode is a Peter episode, or it's a Brian and Stewie episode, or it's a Meg episode, or whatever, and like not without the A plot B plot aspect of that, because it's still I still need time and one person, but yeah, like have it so that one the protagonist like has the focus for that episode it on some level, not necessarily like they're doing like the whole mission, because I just critique the workload thing, everyone shares that, but it's almost like from like their perspective, like that way handle it a little bit rather than having to try and balance everyone out, because I think that's probably more the issue the franchise has had, that it tries to like give everyone equal screen time, and that's what's impossible, rather than, because my favorite season of Jazz Pops, I think, is season 2, because it has certain episodes that do feel like they were focused on, or even just like individual scenes that were focused on specific members of the Jazz Pops, and like through lines that they would have to deal with as time went by, and they had different levels of different things featured in the episodes, almost like a mini campaign, to be honest.
The whole thing
where
is
the focus shifts a little bit.
We can't create you can never create equality in any series, even similar to this. Like you can't do it with this many groups of people. You can't do it even in most series. Trying to achieve equality is one of the biggest issues. And the whole franchise is trying to do that, and that's not going to happen. You can't.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of an. This could be maybe a bit of an alien example because of the fact that this show basically wrapped up before most of us were born. But the show Friends, that's one of the examples people say is like a balanced cast between 6 people. But even then, in that series, certain characters feature more in a particular episode than others. And I think that's what I'm thinking of doing. So maybe like So maybe going forward, that might be, a solution for, shows like like Disco Pops are still continuing. If anything, take the Among Us example that we had before. If that becomes a Disco Pops episode, it would mostly be focused on Jess and her perspective, and maybe say potentially her disillusionment of realizing that, oh yeah, being in a game where someone's out to murder you is not as fun when you're actually living through it as it is when you're playing and just trying to solve it when you're having fun with your friends. That would be an angle.
Then again, another thing,
a character arc for the episode, wrap it up, and there you go.
These people gotta shrink their casts. We need smaller, like in total, like
no. What I'm saying is that if you do that method of having one person, take the stardom in the episode, you can somewhat deal with that.
The issue then comes up later, as in you need to get a act, unless you want to go episodic. You want that plot line that's running through, but if each episode needs to revolve around a different person, and you don't have time to fit in those episodes that are just for plot. Because, like here, we have.
Then don't make the episode just for plots. If you take the Among Us example again, the plot of that would be they're trapped inside Among Us, and they need to find a way to escape. The through line, the perspective we have is somebody who loves Among Us and is having to deal with the fact that hey, this is actually not as fun when you're living through it. So that's the emotional thrill, and that's why it's from one character.
But
so you have both at the same time.
Connecting into creating that narrative line to where everything feels like it should all come together as one cohesive story, rather than we're building up all these characters that in the end is just going to end with another character's episode. It just goes from character episode to character episode, and it keeps going, and it's all just character building instead of getting to see a episode that's more revolvent around the whole plot of the world itself.
Yeah, see, there's a solution to this, and it is the fact this is not a TV series that's backed by a studio that has a limited number of episodes. This is a YouTube series that can go on for as long as the creator wants it to.
That is reasonable, yeah.
Yeah.
But still, then again,
back in the day when these were made, these came out relatively quickly from each other. Nowadays, things like Ballet Pops, it's much more elaborate, so it takes way longer. But I just want to mention Ballet Pops. I want to reference this comment here. But yeah, for if this had happened back in the day, if this review had come out in a timely fashion, then that would have been a thing to consider.
But so even still, how long is your audience going to want to just keep watching character building episodes?
A long time. Characters are one of the main draws people have into any story. This is something I actually learnt from when I was on a train ride in a school trip. Because I believe it or not, I was not the resident bookworm of my year group. It was actually this other girl who I happened to share a cabin with at the time, and we got to talking about stories. She had a book there. I think I just finished writing one of mine or something like that. So I was talking about that, and I mentioned that my main focuses was, what was the plot? Because that was one thing that I was like, oh yeah, I'm very proud of how this came together. But then she said, no, the plot's not the most important part. The most important part are the characters, because that's what people are going to latch onto. They're going to either identify with them or find something with them or root for them in some way if they know what they're aiming for in the first place. And I'm paraphrasing. She didn't say all of this. But that kind of changed my perspective on how I approach writing from that point onwards, which is why my first book is terrible, because it was before that conversation.
But the thing is, I understand that, but at the same time, we still have a big cast. People are going to attach to specific characters and get more attached than others, to a good chance to the point at which some of the character building episodes that revolve around specific characters aren't going to get as much attention due to them not getting the amount of attachment that other characters would be. Because in a series like this, because in a series like this, people are going to get attached to specific characters more than others. Meaning that there's a good chance that we've seen it here. where people got attached to Earth Pop and not the other ones. Well,
That's because Earth Pop's the only
that's
one who
because they were
has
given
a
some.
character.
Yeah.
Earth Pop is the only option right now. If we had other options, there would be some form of discourse. Not only because you have like people debating on their favorite characters and such, and that
Yeah.
promotes the story in general. But you could also, I mean, this isn't a black
this
and
was
white
just a bad
situation, of
example.
course.
I was just using a bad
Yeah.
example. Yeah.
Okay.
But-
Well, let's take this, like, say something that's kind of similar to this. Well, actually, I was going to say Winx Club, but no, you know what? Forget Winx Club for right now. Let's talk about the original source material, Super Pops. I'm sure everyone has like their favorite pop that they like latched onto, but it doesn't mean just because you have a favorite or you like identify more with a character and like attach to that one, it doesn't mean that you despise the others or necessarily hate when the episodes are focused on them specifically. Unless they are bad characters, then that's unlikely to happen. You can still enjoy others and not have them be necessarily your favorite. It just means that once that's going to loop back around, you're more excited and you're more you're more likely to come back and wait to see what's going to happen to your favorite character because you know that something interesting is actually going to go down.
That is reasonable. Yeah, that is reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't know how that's going to play out in terms of this apparent Jazz Pops cameo that's going to happen. But we'll,
How do you cameo
see.
that many people in one episode?
That's the question. So I don't know how what we just discussed here is going to apply to that, but I guess we'll find out when that happens. I guess that's a minor spoiler for Ballet Pops coming forward. So, I'm more like Rap Pops, but I doesn't mean I hate Super Pops. I love them too. Oh, okay. So yeah, I meant more like characters with like people like within the groups, not to say the groups themselves, but that's another good thing to point out. Yeah, that watching the other groups themselves, unless you just don't like them in general, then that's something that reminds me. I had to keep watching more Rap Pops and K-Pops because I, didn't get far enough with those series to fully get invested into them as of yet. But hey, there's always time for that.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay then. It's gonna be episode 8 or 9. You're gonna have to wait a while. That's fair. I mean, we waited like 8 episodes before introducing like the crossover with like the Mutant Girl and Fallen Angels, because that's because I said before, Aiden created Fallen Angels and he said he wanted it to be in the Butterverse, like deliberately. He was the first creator other than me to deliberately make a series in the Butterverse. And that's because he wanted to have them the characters cameo. I said it was a bad idea to have them immediately appear like all the time, not know about the franchise yet, and that being one of my main critiques of overall. But like just because the shows were so vastly different in that case, and I was like, okay, well, let's have a cameo episode sometime later, and we waited 8 episodes for that, I think it was partly also because like Where was in like the Mutant Girl season at the time, but yeah, and maybe more members will leave later on. I suppose the thing is that in the franchise overall, it seems like when a pop member leaves, another one replaces them. But when another pop member joins, there's no one who leaves as a result. That's why we get such big casts. Like that's why we got like Ballroom Pops, for example, having going from 5 to I think 7 at one point. Yeah,
that's a number.
Exactly.
Telling you, in any of these series, your maximum should be 6. The perfect number is always going to be 4.
Yeah, I've said before that for me, for a pop series of like episodes of this length, I recommend to anyone who wants to do this to go with maximum. I would go with maximum of 4. I would say 3 is probably my go-to. So if I had not basically taken over Weather Pops, I would have made like 4 potentially, maybe just 3. Maybe like a 4th one later on.
This is coming from a DM, so 4 to 6 is just our perfect party sizes.
Yes, I understand that, but from somebody who has again seen like more of the franchise than is probably healthy to have done so. That's what I'm kind of like balancing here. It seems. Because if the episodes are longer, then that changes. But yeah, for short episodes like this, that's what I recommend. But if you have a large cast already, I would say apply the fix of making an episode about a certain character and then like alternate like that, but keep the plot going at the same time.
Yeah.
So if you're in that situation, do the latter thing. If you're just starting out, do the former.
Yeah.
So yeah, and most pop groups have 4 to 6 members. Yes, that's usually.
Oh god, is Jacob dying? He may be dying, guys. Ooh, no.
Yeah, I think the internet.
He is. He's dead. Based on the fact the video disappeared, I'm gonna make that assumption because yeah.
It says we're still live.
Oh no, just insane lag.
I have
insane lag.
I just switched internet, but I'm on my hotspot now. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. That was gonna be my outro, but it just decided to quit for me before I was ready. So yeah, I'll do it now. Please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. And subscribe if you've done so already. And on that note, until next time, I'm gonna go watch the Magical Ghost series with 3 main members right now. So that feels fitting. So yeah, until next time, farewell, adieu.
Bye.
That's good.